fix that. Bass is overpowering. Turn the bass down.
Welcome, everybody. This is Jeffrey Gonzalez, broadcasting on ParanormalCentral.net. Hello, everybody. Welcome again to Paranormal Central, coming to you live from Fresno, California. And we're having some music difficulties here right now. I couldn't come up with the, for some reason, I have the promo tunes or the intro on my iPhone, and it's gone just like that. So, oh well, it happens. So, hello everybody again. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez, and my host on my right to your left is Alan Thomas.
Howdy, everyone. I'm trying to multitask.
So, Emerald's not here today. She's the one who usually runs our board for the outgoing sound, and she is sick. That girl is always getting sick, so we're gonna have to give her some drugs, some medicine to get her back to normal. So, all right, welcome everybody, and for those who are watching the Super Bowl and listening to us, I want to thank you.
The master's a little hot.
Is it?
Yeah.
The master is a little hot, so we're bringing it down. There you go. Okay, hopefully we sound better. If not, oh, you know what? Hold on.
Yeah, we moved a few things around in the studio.
All right, how about there?
Because Emerald isn't here.
So, okay, I brought down, you know what, it was a little hot there on the outgoing mixer, so I brought it down. And, again, I want to thank you for all you showing up. As you know, today is a very, very big day in the world of football. Super Bowl is on, and we actually have that set up in our studio right now in case something mysteriously happens. Hopefully we'll catch it and we'll be able to talk about it, like what happened last year for all those who were watching and listening to our show when it all happened. You know, how the power went out, and it was really weird. And for all those who listened to the show after on the following week, there was a rocket that hit the Super Bowl dome back at that last Super Bowl. And I had a call come in. As a matter of fact, it was somebody who actually went to the Super Bowl from here in the Valley. And a friend of his who listened to the show, he told him what he saw. And it kind of like blew us all away. And when he called me on it, I said, dude, you need to talk to this guy. Because he actually saw him and his friends, and actually a lot of people outside of the Super Bowl who were out by this liquor store, saw this rocket come out of nowhere and just hit the side of wherever they were playing last year, Louisiana, I think, and it bounced off the dome. And he said that right at that same time the power went out. So we think it was an EMP, small EMP bomb, because Alan and I were talking that, you know, when you have a show like the Super Bowl, everything is covered. You know, they have backups for backups for backups. So there's absolutely no way the power should have went out, period. All right? Absolutely no way. And the only way that we think the power went out is some type of EMP blast that knocked some fuses out or some relays. And now with that guy who called in, last year, pretty much confirmed what we were thinking. And you know what? I think that show is still archived. I'm not sure if it is or it isn't.
It might be. I might have it on my computer.
Oh, okay. And if it is, then what we'll do is we will post it on Facebook, and maybe even give it to Keith at artbell.com, so that way they can post it. So that way you can hear what we heard, which kind of blew us away. So
you know what I could do is maybe edit out that little section.
Okay.
And just make like a little piece of video.
There you go.
That way we could send it to Keith, and he can put it up like a link to Facebook or YouTube.
Yes.
You know.
Sounds good. Well, anyways, for all those who are watching us on ParanormalCentral.net, thank you. If you don't want to see our ugly mugs, you can always listen to us on the Dark Matter Network, and you can go to artbell.com and listen there as well. For all of you truckers and people who are on the road, who are listening to us right now, thank you. And I know there are a lot of people, because we've had people tell us and send us emails that they found us on the artbell.com Dark Matter Network, and we want to thank you for listening.
And we want to thank you.
Big time.
Serious.
Big time thank you. So we appreciate you listening and watching us, because we're having a blast doing this. A lot of things are happening to us. Things are moving right along with what we had never had planned. Just people are noticing what we're doing here, and that's very awesome to us, because we're doing this for the fun of it, because this is a passion of ours, and it seems to be getting across that way to you guys, and we want to thank you for listening to us. Alan is now, because Alan, y'all all know that Alan is on disability, so he doesn't work, so he's always out doing stuff with his family and his wife. Well, the guy is getting stopped wherever he goes now. I mean, right, Alan?
Yeah, it's getting crazy. I mean, everybody pointing at you and talking behind your back, and you don't know what it is, At first, it kind of catches you by surprise,
It's kind of funny.
Especially as you're walking up to them and they see you, and then you see, like, their face get this look,
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody, and they start, bumping their husband and stuff like that. And then as you walk by, everybody, it's like they're all crane their neck and watch you go by. Yeah, it's real weird.
It's like the at the antique store that we went to. Actually, the guy, you had the Bigfoot shirt on. Then he said, hey, you started talking to you about Bigfoot. Then he goes, whoa, I saw you guys this morning on Monsters and Mysteries. And they were freaking out, because, we just bought a couple things there. But
I was trying to get it for free, but
good luck.
Even if they see you on TV, they still got their hand out for the money.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, like I said, we got a TV in here, and we're watching the Super Bowl. And so far, nothing exciting has happened. So that's kind of weird. And you know what? There it is right here. So, usually at this time, we talked to Ken, who's our UFO reporter on the East Coast. Well, he called me a couple days ago, and he says, dude, I'm sorry, but I won't be able to call you during that day. And I'm saying, well, how come? Well, I'm going to be at the Super Bowl.
He's like going to be where everyone in the world wants to be.
Now, what's kind of weird, though, is I called him, and he didn't respond back. He's not answering his phone. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to call him, because he was supposed to send me some selfies and some pictures of what's going on, and he hasn't. He's not. Maybe he can't hear his phone, because obviously the loudness of the stadium.
Well, even if he has a nosebleed seat, give us a selfie, man. I mean, it costs big bucks to be in that place.
No kidding. Well, yeah, he was telling me he got the tickets for free, so he says there's no way I'm going to miss an opportunity to go, because he lives not too far away. And I'm calling him right now, and he's not answering his phone, which stinks.
That's like a lifetime dream for a lot of people. Go even if you can stand in the aisle.
Ken. Come on, Ken.
Maybe they shut off all the cell phones where they don't work in the Super Bowl.
Oh, can they do that?
I don't know, but you would think that
right.
They might do something like that so that you can't send video. Because man, I heard you can't say Super Bowl party. You can't go we can't advertise that we're gonna do anything Super Bowl. We could call it Super Game, Super anything, but no Super Bowl.
That's crazy. Well, he's not answering, so maybe that is the case. Maybe they can't. Everything is shut down. Who knows? So.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Danny was saying sometimes you can't get service in a stadium if everyone is on their phone.
Ooh.
And I bet you there's a lot of people on the phone in there.
Yeah, there is. So, okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to call Danny on the Squatch Report. So we're going to get him on the line right now. And we're going to be looking at some pictures that he sent over of some footprints. I'm not sure exactly what these are, but if you are watching on the Dark Matter Network at artbell.com, you can go over there right now and take a look at those footprints. And Mr. Danny will talk about them, and we will figure out what the heck they are all about. So he should answer right now. I know he's watching. Oh, it's halftime right now. Bruno Mars is on. Hey, Danny.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Hi, Danny.
All right. Sorry that we're taking
the
you.
only ones in the world not watching the Super Bowl.
I was going to say, sorry we're taking you away from Bruno Mars, but.
Okay, you got 10 minutes.
No. Okay. We're going to do this really quick, though. All right. You sent me over some pictures, so we're going to go ahead and start on number. Well, go ahead and start off. What do you want to do?
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I can't see what picture you're showing.
Okay, we'll go number one.
This is from New Mexico.
Okay.
These guys have a habituation site, and they don't want to reveal where it is, and we understand that.
No, we
They're
don't.
The,
we don't understand.
Ryder Exploration Team out of New Mexico.
Who? Ryder?
Kryder. Kryder.
Okay.
So they have a habituation site out there near the Sabine. No, this isn't Sabine. This is somewhere in New Mexico. It's near a riverbed, and they set up trail cameras and all that stuff. And when they came back to look at their site there, they found scat, footprints, and looking around, they've gone there for about 3 or 4 years, so they recognized the prints. And some of the prints were about 2 inches longer than they were previous years.
Oh, it's growing.
So they know that they're growing. So
right.
What do they
what
have?
They noticed
what do they have
about
blocked out?
There was smaller prints, and what they determined was that larger one. There was three different sets of prints. So what they determined was that there was a larger one carrying 2 small ones.
Oh, wow.
And they knew there was a small one from the previous year. And what had happened was there was another small one born recently. So there's 2 infants.
Oh, I see.
And they found one of the infants was using its knuckles to walk and crawl at the same time, like on all fours. And that's in one of the pictures that I sent you.
Okay, so
the footprint is on the right hand side, and then there's a tape measure there, and you can see the knuckles.
All right,
on the left-hand side of the picture.
Let me see if I can find that one that you're talking about here real quick. Here it is.
I don't know what
there it is.
Oh,
I found it.
That's quite a print.
Okay.
So right above the tape measure, at the very end, at the 1 inch mark, you can see a knuckle print at the top of it. So they found those for about 100 yards moving upstream.
Now,
that was pretty.
Now, for all those who are looking at these photographs, when people talk about Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, everybody thinks, oh my God, the top of the mountains. This is not the mountains, right?
No, this isn't. This is flat land.
This is flat land, you guys, okay? And we're talking here on a river bend. Now, what have we talked about here on this show? How the Sasquatch or Bigfoot tend to move in whenever they're roaming the area, they tend to move in canals, in rivers, dry rivers, right? Well, look at where they found these footprints at. It's in a dry riverbed. And so what we're saying is, don't think that.
You notice something about that print, though?
What? Go back to it.
If you were, say you're not really like up on Bigfoot or anything like that, you would walk right by that and think somebody was walking
barefoot.
I mean, it doesn't look any different than a regular footprint.
Yes. And then you have to think about, well,
even look at the size of it. See, it would be
it's only 8 inches. Yeah, that's a small one.
Somebody would say, oh, they were just running around out here barefooted.
Barefoot.
And you know how many footprints I find like that up in the high Sierras that look just like that? And you're thinking, okay, it's October. We're all wearing our coats, right? We come across these really fresh prints that are that size, and everybody goes, oh, it's just somebody running around barefoot out here. Like, right, in the wilderness, there's somebody running around barefoot. You have your jacket and your, everything.
Right. And that makes...
The only difference with these is that they were there the previous day, and when they came back, all these prints were out there, and it was 20 degrees that night.
Okay.
And these prints were going in and out of the water to try to conceal themselves as much as possible.
Right.
And the bigger one was carrying the other 2 for as long as it could, and only putting them down to walk a short distance.
Oh, I think this.
That's how they found the other.
Here's the picture he's talking about. Okay, I got it. Here it is. There's the footprint over here at the bottom, and then you have a hand print or knuckle print on the top. See it?
Oh, wow.
Right there.
Oh, it's
So
like a baby
one of the
monkey
juveniles
too,
was
huh?
his track was 9.5 inches long, and the smallest one was 4.5 inches long, and the biggest one was 15.5 inches long.
Wow. So you're
And
talking.
they found scat
Yes.
near the tracks too.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you have pictures of the scat?
Yes.
Did they?
Yeah, it's right here. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Man, wow.
Poop is when you have poop. This is some good poop.
Yeah, you got to do it according to Todd Dissotel.
Go to the very end, the very middle, or no, the beginning of the poop, right?
Beginning where it breaks the mucus thing.
They picked apart the scat, and it had juniper cedar in it, berries,
Oh.
sunflower seeds, corn, Russian olives, and pinyon. And they thought that it might have opened up a bird feeder and was eating all the stuff out of the bird feeder.
Wow. That
corn and the
now,
protein
but
in there.
they can get DNA out of that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy crap, guys.
They casted all the prints,
Yeah, it
or
is.
the ones that they could. 'Cause most of them were in the water.
No
So
pun
when it
intended.
stepped down, it would fill with water, and then it would be gone. So they had a couple where they stepped out of the water onto a ridge, and you could see the dermal ridges from the print on the ground there
Wow, it was fresh then.
before it was casted.
Oh, okay. I got one more here with the poop. Let's put this one up.
So they were trying to keep. They said they could see scars on the bottom of the foot, so they were going to try to keep track of the scars to watch this as it grows.
Wow.
Okay, this one is for those. He got a zoomed in version here. I'm putting up right now, and you can see exactly what you were just saying. I see seeds. I see some
looks like-
corn.
And hair.
Wow.
Looks like.
And those are found right around the trackway too.
Oh
so
my
they,
God,
determined
guys!
that these are from
This
them.
is proof. This right here. If they are smart, and I'm hoping they are. When did this all come to be? When did they put this out?
This was on. This was just recently, 123.
Wow.
Like last weekend.
Okay.
So
This
they've been
is
going back every day and seeing the different prints that weren't there the day before. So this is their own site, and they actually they set up game cameras and didn't catch anything on the game cameras. And then they kept looking around, and there was some tall grass area where they went back into, and they found the area where they were sleeping that you could see the game cameras from there, which is why they never caught them on the game cameras. They were staying away from them.
Oh yeah,
they know. They know.
That's something.
I
we
wonder-
They found the trackway from the bedding area in the tall grass out to the riverbed and then upstream, and then the next day they found some footprints coming back down the stream.
I wonder if they were watching them place these cameras, and
That's what they were thinking too.
yeah. I mean, and that's one of the things that when we go up, and I'm talking, Alan, Danny, myself, and Robert. When we go up and put up the game cameras, around you 360, it's forest. They can easily be behind or in a bush or a tree and looking right at us. And here I'm climbing up a tree and placing these cameras, and they're probably going, now I know where not to go walk. So it is really hard to be sneaky. The only way I can see us get when it starts getting warmer, we're gonna have to take quite a number of people, and have everybody spread out, and just start walking, and leave like me by myself in the middle, and everybody just start walking outward. And if there's a Bigfoot, then they're gonna end up walking away and scare them away, or I'll be able to climb the tree and put up the camera so they don't see us. Because that's exactly what's happening, is that they're probably nowhere there, and they're looking right at us, man.
I'm thinking when we go this year, and I don't want to give away any secrets or anything, but I mean, I don't know why it would be a secret. The security cameras, I would like to take, like, for your truck, for instance, and park it like right in the road, or just where people can pass, but like right on the road, pretty much, and then have cameras aiming out every window.
See, and we were thinking about that.
I don't think they would think camera in the
Inside.
truck. You know what I mean? Then I bet they walk by us all night long, and we have no idea.
Well, and there's an idea what we thought about doing with, but I don't want to say here because I want to be the first one to do it.
Right.
So I'm not going to say it, and don't say anything, Danny. I think we talked about it. But we have an idea of what we want to do and see because of the windows of my truck and this impressions. Well, I'm not going to go any further. So, all right, I just placed up another track, and that's pretty cool. And you have to.
Yeah, I sent you a video too that they put out of them gathering all their evidence too. They have recordings of an aggressive adult male, and they have the video that shows them casting all this stuff and all the pictures, and they also have audio of them singing in harmony.
What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Pretty weird. That's not the first time I've heard that either. That some people can hear them singing.
Well, I know they can whistle. They can whistle really good. I mean, that's one of the things when we go up, I'll whistle, especially on the way out. When we're on our way out, then it's like we already been in there. We already been banging rocks and trees and everything, and I'll start whistling. And one of the times, I stopped whistling and one of those big guys started whistling, and he whistles better than me. And I wish I would have been. We didn't have recording stuff then.
Back then?
Yeah. That would have been good to get.
Well, now since...
they're going out as much as they can to this site because there's new landowners around there, and they're fencing off the areas and bulldozing areas in the riverbeds and all that stuff. So they're trying to gather as much evidence as they can quickly. It's pretty sad.
That stinks. Yeah, it is. So, all right. Well, that's cool. Thanks for this, Danny. All right.
Yeah, I got another one.
What's that?
And this one is an old one from like 2004.
Okay.
But it's a great one. And this is like kind of scary too.
What's that?
Alan's, I think, talked about this one, but this is the official report from the guy that actually saw it. This happened in Texas at the Sabine River on the bottom. He was hog hunting. I'll read his exact words. I was hog hunting from a tree stand next to the Sabine River. I had gone from my stand about 5:30 in the morning to put out sliced apples and table scraps to hold the hogs for a few minutes. I got to my tree stand and waited for the woods to settle and the sun to rise. At sunup, I heard the hogs rooting around, working the river's edge towards me. I could first see them at a 45-degree angle about 50 yards out. No clear shot, so I waited for them to get to the bait area. I then noticed movement on about 80 yards out. Putting my scope on it, I could only see something's face from the side. It was dark, hair-covered, slowly moving its head around, looking in the direction of the hogs. At this time, it quickly moved to another tree. I could see most of its body. It was huge, standing on two legs, slowly looking around the tree at the hogs. At this time, I was quite afraid, but tried to keep my scope on it to study its features. The hogs were still feeding, working towards the bait area, and the animal was working towards the hogs. It moved quickly and disappeared. It quickly reappeared, moving to another tree, still looking at the hogs. I could study its features. At this time, I was quite afraid, but tried to keep the scope. Said the same thing twice. Standing behind the tree and slowly looking around, this continued for several minutes until they were about 30 yards apart, and I was 40 yards from them. The animal dropped to all fours, hunched its rear legs, and leapt. It took 2 leaps to reach the hogs. It screamed during the second leap, causing the hogs to panic for a split second. The second leap ended with it slapping one hog on its side, knocking it through the air into the side of a tree. As the squealing hog bounced off the tree, it pounced on it, beating its fist on its chest, like someone hitting a desk. I could hear the bones crunching with each hit. All this happened in about 4 seconds from the first leap to the dead hog. The attack was unnerving. The other hogs were in full flight. The animal picked up the dead hog, tucked it under its arm, and started walking off. It made like a grr, whoop, whoop, whoop sound. It was immediately answered, 200, 300 yards out, by a shorter whoop, whoop, whoop. After a couple more steps in that direction, it completely stopped. It dropped the hog and turned around to look at me, sitting in the tree. It raised its head and made eye-to-eye contact with me. I've never been more afraid in my life. I tried to keep the scope on its head in case it came after me. It looked at me, cocked its head to one side. Its face had a curious expression as if studying me. It opened its mouth, showing its teeth, letting out a soft "rrrr" sound. And then it turned, picked up the hog, and walked off in no hurry, as if I didn't exist. He sat in the tree stand for about 30 more minutes before he had enough nerve to get down out of it. And he had a buddy nearby, so he had to go round him up. They were trying to get out of there as fast as they could. He said it was about 7 to 8 feet tall. And its hands and feet looked human. It was a female. You could see that clearly. Its head was, the ears seemed small for the size of its head. It was very well built. It was similar to most of the Bigfoot drawings that he had seen. It didn't have claws. It had hands. You could see the fingernails that were yellowish. You could see that the thumb was set back further on the hands. Hair was lighter. It was like a reddish brown. The eyes had no whites on them. They're completely solid dark brown. They had toes that were also yellowish. Hair was about 3 inches long. He said he had flat teeth, no fangs, totally human looking. Scared him to death. His tree stand was about 25 feet up on the tree.
Right.
And still he was scared.
Well, you know what?
I would be too.
He was looking, and to him, it was a monster.
Right.
He was looking at a monster. We know they're not monsters, but he was looking at a monster. That's what he has been grown up to. You know, whenever he sees anything like this on TV, it's a monster. He was looking at a monster in real life. Of course, he was freaking out. He probably dropped a load in his pants, but that's not in the story.
Did you notice how he carried the pig? Like any human
and
or
sounds
anything?
like sounds like the second one told the first one that he was behind him in the tree, which made him stop and turn around to look in the tree.
Right.
It could have been.
Yeah, he told him, "Hey, look around." Oh, yeah. Yeah, so
yeah,
watch
you know
out behind you.
When he tucked the pig up, under his arm. Have you ever tried to carry anything that weighs 100 pounds like that?
He said that the hogs in that area are about 150 pounds, so it picked it up like it was carrying a loaf of bread or a football.
I mean, you can't. Most of us would throw it over our shoulder or something, 150 pounds, and it would be difficult because things dead move around. They don't. They're not like.
That's one of my favorite stories from somebody who wasn't Bigfoot hunting, just hog hunting.
Right.
Yeah.
Sees that.
That's one of my favorite ones too.
That's a cool story, man. That would, and you know why people like Alan never went back to the mountains for 6 years, and people just something like that would just. That's it. I'm done. I'm done.
He said when it was jumping from tree to tree, it was jumping with 2 feet, not one, not reaching out and trying to grab the other tree. It would jump with 2 feet from one tree to the next, about 10 to 15 feet between each tree, and do it in one leap without making a sound.
We seen one doing that one time.
So
me and
I wonder if he was like his bottom feet, because they're flexible, were grabbing onto the bottom of the tree without hitting the ground.
That's crazy.
And you know what? They do it and it doesn't even make a sound. I mean, you couldn't figure something weigh 800 pounds, jumping 15 feet, and when it lands, it doesn't go thump. And it lands on both feet, too.
Right. That's crazy. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put up one of the commercials on today's Super Bowl Sunday's show. Had a commercial with Bigfoot in it. Right, Danny?
You can't have a commercial without Bigfoot.
And did you take a picture with your phone? Is that how you got it?
With my phone. Yeah.
Okay, so you must have had that thing like a gun holstered on the side, like ready to go, because.
Well, I can rewind on my the DVR. You can just rewind it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, tell us about this Bigfoot commercial for those who missed it. You took a copy of it.
I missed it too. I was getting ready for the show, and my kids were like, "Hey, you just missed Bigfoot. Tim Tebow found him." I was like, "What?" I jumped up and I rewound it real quick.
Rewind.
Picture. It looked like he was just running around America taking pictures, selfies with some things.
And he took one with Bigfoot.
Yep.
So you guys, Bigfoot is mainstream.
It's like Tebow gets the 10 mil.
Right. See, Bigfoot is mainstream, you guys. So
McDonald's even has one where they're doing that bad lip reading one. Frank Gore from the 49ers says, "Has anybody seen Sasquatch?"
No. Oh, yeah. You sent me that. I remember that. Yeah, the lip. Yeah, I saw that. Yep. So, yeah, I mean, Bigfoot is mainstream. So what I'm trying to say is that, there's no reason to be ashamed to talk about this stuff because you're seeing it everywhere, man. Everybody loves it. So don't be afraid to talk about UFOs and Bigfoot and ghosts because this is cool stuff, man.
That's why we're getting more stories from all the people who've seen
exactly.
Bigfoot. Right now we're getting a lot of stories because people are finally saying, hey, it's okay to come forward.
Yes.
Look at all these shows of people who are seeing them too. It's not just me.
Yes, and that's, when we talk about, I think that's one of the reasons, when I started the show, that was one of the reasons that I was going to hope it was going to happen, that people were going to come out of the woodwork, not be afraid anymore, make this mainstream, make it to where people don't be ashamed, man. And like I tell you, there are probably people
Seahawks just ran back the kickoff.
Yep, I just saw that in the touchdown Seahawks. Denver is done. So yeah, I mean, and I'm waiting now for video and photographs to come out because people have them. I know they do. People have these things, and they want to present them to people who are not going to make fun of. And I'm hoping that once we get on TV, then they're going to come to us.
Well, it's cool. When I first saw it,
it's working.
There you go.
The first time I saw Bigfoot was '87. To talk about it then was to be made fun of.
Right.
I mean, completely. And I would laugh with everyone and then tell them, next time you go camping, keep your eyes peeled because you might see it. Now, everybody is asking me to tell the story. It's different, way different. Nobody laughs.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. So, all right, Danny, what else? Is that it?
That's it.
Right on.
If you're going to have Bigfoot, you got to have thick skin because people will make fun of you. I mean, they call me Bigfoot at work.
Yeah.
Do they?
So,
yeah.
But
well,
if they see something, you're the first one they come to.
You betcha. Now, did you tell them, like the guys at work, that you were part of the gang that the Monsters and Mysteries? Did you tell them Did you tell them you were the black guy?
They were watching. They were all watching it.
Yeah. Did you tell them you were the black guy?
Yeah, I mentioned that.
I told him Jimmy was the black guy.
Oh, that's funny. You know what? And we didn't. I mean, they just put that guy in there, and we didn't tell them. I mean, it just.
Yeah.
They had no clue you were black. Yeah.
But I was there.
You were there, bud. You were there. So, all right, dude. Thank you much, and keep me informed throughout the week like you do, and we will talk to you next Sunday. Okay.
All right.
All right. Go back
Later,
and listen.
Danny.
Go back and watch the game. Bye.
Okay. See ya.
All right. Okay, that was Danny on the Squatch Report. Now,
I wonder how they guessed that.
Why?
That Danny was black. I had no clue.
Dude, that's fun. That
that
was funny, man. I mean, it's like that was hilarious. So, all right, and we didn't show them a picture of Danny either, so they had no clue.
They didn't.
They just wanted to be racially
correct.
Correct. No, not correct. They wanted to be just Okay. Well, yeah. Okay, we want to go that way. Yeah. So that's funny stuff. Okay. All right, Bigfoot. Now, let's go ahead. I got a list of stuff that I want to talk about as well. Again, if you're not a friend on Facebook, you need to do so because there's a lot of cool stuff that come around and throughout the past week that gets placed on my Facebook wall. And it's really cool stuff that you won't see this stuff anywhere else. And usually we're the first one to place it on the wall. And then people will start sharing it, and that's how it goes viral. I have a lot of great friends out there and a lot of fans who watch this show, and that's what they do. Sometimes they'll come up with some great stuff, and they'll post it on my Facebook wall, and I will go, holy moly, and it goes viral from there. So to be a friend, we now have a new like page as well, ParanormalCentralTV.net. Is that right?
I think it's just Paranormal Central.
Paranormal Central? Okay. It's Paranormal Central. And we have a like page now, so we are going to be, updating everybody on both the channels. I have my personal, which is Jeffrey Gonzalez, Sanger Paranormal Society, and then now we have the Paranormal Central, and then we also have the Sanger Paranormal Society like page. So we have two like pages, and then Ellen's, Thomas, personal, and my personal. So make sure your friends and with both of us, and go like both the other pages, so that way you don't miss a single thing. All right.
Like I'm gonna, as I update the paranormalcentral.net and add pictures and videos and stuff like that, I'm putting the links over on the Paranormal Central page.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
That way, if they're not my friend, or they're not your friend, or whatever, or they're not Facebook,
Right.
Anybody could go to that page and see it, and then click. It'll link you over to the actual website. Okay. Which also will send you. Also have lots of links over to the Dark Matter Radio Network.
Okay. All right. So we are definitely keeping you in the loop. Okay, what I want to do right now is show you a photograph, and I believe, and I think I did send this over to the Dark Matter Network at rbelt.com. So if you want, and you are over there, click on the pictures. Somebody went and did some research and went down to 2005 and pulled up the Simpsons episode back then where they were talking about the Super Bowl. And it doesn't say what Super Bowl, it just has a score on the TV set, and it just so happens to have who's playing today on that screen, Seattle and Denver, and it has a couple of scores up there. Now a lot of people were saying, okay, wouldn't it be really weird if the scores turned out to be at the final the scores that are on the Simpsons cartoon? Well, I took a snapshot, and I'm going to go ahead and put up right now the actual score of what the Simpsons had, and it's not coming up right there. It says Denver Broncos 19, Seahawks 14. Well, I'm looking at the score right now, and it looks like it's not going to happen.
Nope.
Not even close. So I just wanted to show you this because this was going viral, and it would have been cool if it would have been the final score, but it's not going to be today. So sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and dismiss this as a oops, and let it go from there. So, all right. What I want to show you right now is a story came out on Facebook, and it went viral. And again, the photograph is at the artbell.com website right now. Inside hospitals, you have security cameras placed all over the place, and I don't know what hospital this was. And again, I'm placing this on my wall because it looks pretty darn good. Is it a hoax? I don't know. But I'm going to show it to you anyways because, like I said, it went everywhere, and I think it's really cool looking. But after viewing the tape, or for some reason they wanted to view the tape of this particular room where a patient was in, this patient died 2 hours. Well, let's just say the patient died. And for some reason, they went back to go look at the video, and I don't know why. But in the process of looking at this video, they saw something on the bed of the patient, and it kind of freaked them out. All it is the photograph. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you this particular photograph. There is what they think is a demon or an entity of some type, and it's walking on top of the bed. And I'm going to show that to you right now. A lot of people were freaking out. Matter of fact, one person said that they actually had this on their wall, but they took it down because it was just way too scary. But to them, they're saying it was a demon. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to show it to you because there it is. And did it come up?
Yeah.
Okay. And like I said, I don't know. I really don't know what that is. They're saying it's a demon. Well, then we'll call it a demon. But the patient died 2 hours later. I guess what they did is they looked at the times and the references and saw that this thing was in the patient's room on the bed. And 2 hours later, the patient died. I don't know what to tell you about this. I'm just showing it to you because I want to freak you out. Because I want to give you nightmares tonight.
Man, it's kind of distorted looking kind of
yeah, it
thing.
is. Like it's coming in and out from another dimension or something. I mean, I don't know. But
that is a trip.
There it is. And I said that's the only information that I have to give you. I'm giving it to you because we talk about scary stuff here, paranormal stuff here. We talk about monsters, demons. We talk about angels. We talk about good stuff. We talk about God. We talk about Jesus. We talk about it all here. And this one is definitely in that It fits in. So I'm showing it to you. All right, and there you go. So are there good and evil in this world? Absolutely, there is good and evil in this world. All right, I can tell you right now, I have seen it, and there is good and evil in this world. Whether you believe in God or not, I would suggest to be a good person, because as a matter of fact, and I posted this on my Facebook wall. This is on YouTube. I want everybody to go. It's a long movie. It's like 3.5 hours. It's called Out on a Limb by Shirley MacLaine. All right. Luckily for we watched it last night, Cheryl and I, and at first 2 hours it's very slow moving, but the last couple of hours, Shirley MacLaine talks about the Pleiadians. Shirley MacLaine talks about aliens.
Is it like from her own perspective?
Yes. Well, because of what she encountered with whom. It all started just her thinking. She met this person, all right, and they all of a sudden clicked, and it seemed like both these people, her and this guy, this gentleman, for some reason knew each other from a long time ago. Well, she went to I think it was a psychic or a medium, and it told her that they had met in the days of Atlantis. This is some, Sheila and I were looking at each other and we were going, huh, did she just say it? And, we were like gasping because, we've seen it. I saw this in 1980 something, back when I wasn't really into this stuff. And I remember a couple of parts, but because of what we are learning to this day, all the things she was saying, like, we looked at each other and we go, whoa, did she just say that? It's like we are here on Earth for a certain reason. There's a purpose. When we die, we don't die. We go someplace. It blows your mind. I stress this big time. If you are into what we talk about on this show, you have to go and watch this movie. It's on YouTube. So
I think there's just a lot of web traffic in New York, and that's where their server is.
All right. Well, anyways, I don't know where I lost everybody on live stream, but I'm talking about.
Yeah, you didn't. You only lost them for 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Okay. Yeah. So, whatever attacked this homeless man, he didn't see it coming. Now it's saying likely a mountain lion. I was wondering, how can they tell? Well, if you're with paramedics, you see animal bite marks a lot, and you see when people get bit, but apparently whatever attacked this gentleman, it really tore him up, and he's in the hospital, and it looked like something ripped him apart. But the only problem is he can't give him he didn't see what attacked him, which I find kind of weird, but see, mountain lions, they tend to, when they sneak up, they like to sneak up on people.
They sneak up from behind.
So, it very well could be a mountain lion. But the reason why I'm talking about this is because they don't know what attacked them. And usually when you get attacked, you usually see what attacks you. I don't know. He could have been asleep in a sleeping bag or something, but I think it was just weird. I find it really weird that, he couldn't tell what attacked him. So I put on there.
Mountain lions don't attack you when you're asleep.
Oh.
In fact, I raised all my kids in the mountains because I didn't want them to be raised on the streets.
Uh-huh.
So mountain lions is like a part of life in the mountains. So you have to teach your kids what to do or not to do. And the first thing you teach them, don't get down on all fours and crawl around and look like a meal. Okay. Second, if they see a mountain lion, don't take off running away with your back to it, because they attack from the back and they grab the back of your neck.
Right.
And then, so you want to stay looking at it, and you want to back away slowly, and you want to stand up as high as you can and make yourself look pretty big. Only a sick mountain lion, something that's wrong with them, will attack you any other way than that. So, and usually once they do attack you, Have you ever been attacked by a cat, you know, and they'll grab you by the wrist or something like that, and then they'll use their back legs and go like that?
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's what a big cat will do, but only it'll gut you.
Ooh.
You know, and that's how they open you up and start eating. And so is that how that guy was?
It doesn't say. They don't say.
Ah.
He just said he was attacked and likely a mountain lion, and they kept it at that. Just really short and simple.
I don't think it was.
So that's why I'm tripping. You would have thought, you would have think that if it was a mountain lion, they would have put, he was attacked by a mountain lion.
Right, yeah, exactly.
But it said likely a mountain lion, and they kept it at that. I have a link to the article on my wall at Jeffrey Gonzalez on Facebook. So if you want to go take a look at that, just go check it out. So, all right. So I just, like I said, that just was weird to me. The way it, you know, they presented it, it was just weird to me. Like they're not telling us the whole story.
Yeah, I wonder if it was a Bigfoot, you know, that got him. I don't know. They would have not found him probably.
See, I don't know if there was anybody
took a bite
else.
And said,
"Ew, too much alcohol in the blood."
Threw him back down.
Yeah, so I don't know if there was anybody else with him or he was by himself. They don't say, you know.
Wow.
And I have a feeling they're not going to say. I got a feeling that's going to be probably the first and last time you ever hear on that story. So, be careful out there, you guys. There are monsters everywhere you are. Everywhere you
I
are.
have something I want everybody to pay attention to. I'm not going to make a prediction or anything like that, but in the news right now, they're trying to get, the United States is trying to get Jerusalem and the Palestinians to sign a contract that will share the Temple Mount. Okay, and right now everybody thinks we're in the end days. I think we are, you know, in the last days or whatever. Okay, now what's so important about this is if they do sign that, that actually starts up a biblical thing of the 7-year peace thing, and you can read about that in Revelation. But what I want everybody to do is keep an eye on the news of John Kerry and the United States and Israel. If they sign that, that begins that 7-year thing of the tribulation. So I don't want to talk about a whole lot about it. I just want everybody to be aware that April is the deadline for this to be signed.
Now, why is it the deadline?
That's the one that the United States put on it. The United States said it has to be signed by April. John Kerry is heading it up. They've tried this, I don't know, for the last 30 years to do this. This is the very first time it looks like they may do it, because instead of like the Jews having to give up the whole Temple Mount or the Muslims having to give up the whole Temple Mount, they get to share the Temple Mount. And if they share it, if they make that and share it, that means the Jews could build their temple. That means that the Antichrist will reveal himself inside 3.5 years later, called the Abomination of Desolation. And he'll bring to life a statue that he wants everybody to bow to and actually worship. I mean, all that'll be in 7 years. And then supposedly at the end of the 7 years, that's when Jesus comes back and puts his feet on the earth and takes over the kingdom back, you know. But only it's something everybody should be aware of, that this is going down right now. And
that is something to really think about, guys. I mean,
it is.
It is. You know, John Kerry is a very religious person. Actually, he's Catholic, very, very Catholic. So it's kind of weird that to start, if this is the start of what we think it is, that the Catholic religion is taking part of it.
Yeah,
taking part in it.
Yep, they are.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Because John Kerry is very religious. Matter of fact, he just came back from a meeting with the Pope not too long ago.
Yeah, about this subject.
Yeah. So you guys think about this. All right. So he went to the Vatican, sit down and talk with the Pope and tell him exactly what Alan just told you, what might happen. Now the Vatican knows about, I mean, they're Bible preaching people. Like I'm Catholic, okay, guys. So here the Vatican is telling Kerry what he needs to do in order to start this whole process. Really? Why would the Catholic religion or the Vatican and the Pope want to even start this. Think about that, guys. I'm going to stop right there because I don't want to get into trouble.
That's with me. I want everybody aware of it, because this could, if this gets signed and all the Bible is true and all this stuff. I mean, we just saw a picture of a demon on a hotel bed or a hospital bed. I mean, if all this stuff is real, even though we don't understand, that could be real too. And if it really gets signed, that is the beginning of the end of everything we know.
Right.
And actually, it's supposed to be better at the end of the 7 years. So, you know, no more sickness, no more death, no more. So, I mean, it's something to look forward to. But in that 7 years, the last 3.5 of it, a third of the earth dies, a third of the ocean dies, a third of all green things die, a third of the population dies. I mean, that's huge. And if they sign it in this April, that means 3.5 years from now, that starts. So, I mean, keep your eyes on the news for that.
I'm still thinking, you know, Kerry going to the Vatican. Did he go and talk to the Pope? Because does Kerry know the Bible really well? And does he know that by doing this, all this starts? You know, is he going to the Vatican to get instructions? What if he does this? What if he does that? What will happen? Well, you know what I'm saying? So we don't know. Maybe there's a clause in there that does something not to prevent what's supposed to happen. I don't know. But it's just very weird that, you know, he went and spoke to the Pope and all of a sudden now this is happening. I'm thinking that they definitely talked about this.
Well, I think the weird part for me is April is the month that everybody celebrates Jesus' resurrection, right? Where he took his body and took off.
Right.
Okay, so if they sign it in April, that means that 7 years from that date, Jesus coming back, bringing that body that he took with him the first time. You know.
So it could very well be on an Easter.
Yeah, like right when everybody's celebrating him, here he comes. You know, that would be neat.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
To all those who believe, you know, what we're talking about. We shall see, because again, you know, Alan is definitely knows his Bible stuff, and so we're gonna keep an eye on this big time, because if it does come to pass, then all those people who think that, you know, the Bible is just a bunch of words written in a book and doesn't mean anything, well,
I mean, if you wanna read something really interesting, type in John Kerry, Temple Mount, and then you know, news, and you'll start seeing that almost every day, nearly every day, starting in January 1st, they're having meetings, and you could actually see how it's getting closer and closer than it ever has ever. And I mean, it's interesting to read. The articles are interesting too,
right, because
it opens your eyes to how God could be doing something in the world. People are doing it, and they're oblivious to that it says in prophecy they're going to do it just like that.
Now, do you think the reason why this is happening right now is because who we have as president?
It could.
Because of what his religion, everybody says his religion might be?
It could.
Okay. Because
I mean, he's making it easier for them too. There's something that, you know, a lot of people don't realize this. In the Bible, it talked about Jesus like in advance, you know, like hundreds of years before he even stepped on the earth. And it in Psalms, I think Psalms 22, it actually is King David, and he's singing about Christ, but only singing him from the perspective of hanging on the cross. Okay, crosses were not invented. There wasn't that way of death when King David sang like that song. So from that perspective, nobody knew even to sing like that, because it wasn't, you know, didn't happen yet. Okay, now in Revelations, one of the things that happens in this 7 years is you accept the mark, or you get your head cut off. Okay. And in the 70s, I don't know how many people watch these movies. In the 70s, they always brought out the guillotines, you know, and everybody was lined up, take the mark. No, chop your head off. What is the way that the Muslim enforce Sharia? If you don't accept their way, what do?
Cut your head off.
They cut your head off. And not with a guillotine.
Usually with a...
Exactly. And nobody knew that. Nobody, even in the 70s, nobody foreseen the Muslim thing coming up to where they started chopping people's heads off. And I think there's a correlation. I don't think it's guillotines. I think it's Muslims that will be doing the head chopping. And that's just me, But
Right.
But you never know. I just think it's kind of weird that the Bible says, you'll accept this guy and worship him, or else whack, get your head cut off.
Right.
Then now there's a religion that is getting pretty prominent all over the world in the last few years, and if you don't worship the way they worship, whack, off goes your head.
That would be the Muslims, and well, again, we don't talk politics here, but
we don't talk religion either. We talk supernatural.
And the Bible happens to be the most paranormal book out there.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So that's why we talk about it, guys, because it's all supernatural, guys. Everything religion, we consider it to be very supernatural, cool, paranormal, and that's why we talk about it here, because we're trying to make head to tails on what we're doing here, guys. I mean, it's a
well, something's going on. Like right now, it seems like there's a small minority of people that decided that they only want like 500 million people alive.
Right.
And they're doing everything they can to make that happen.
The Georgia headstones, or Guidestones. Thank you. That number is on there for some reason. And we talk about the Masons and then the Illuminati, and I believe they are playing a big deal in this. They are playing a big part in all of this. There are signs all over wherever you live. You just have to look for them. And we've been finding signs here in Fresno, California, where we live, about the Masons and the Illuminati. There are symbols everywhere. I am finding, with the help of somebody on Facebook, markers on certain intersections that are small obelisks that are placed everywhere in Fresno and on the corners of certain intersections, and we've taken pictures of them, and it's like we're trying to make head to tails out of them. How do they correlate? Do they match up? If you draw a line between here and here, do they form a certain symbol or whatever? So we're doing that right now, and it's just like that. I believe there are signs all over the place, and anyways, but it's fun. It's
have you
fun.
Ever heard of Tila Tequila?
Yep.
Tila Tequila lately came out, and she's starting to whistleblow on the Illuminati. And I mean, she's saying some stuff. Now, normally, if somebody goes out and, like, if you or I went and started saying some of these things, we would be sued, arrested, right? All kinds of stuff.
Well, but
they're not even touching her, except for recently they said that she tried to jump out a 2-story window and end her life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before that, she was saying things, all these things, and she was saying blatantly, like, if I wind up dead, they did it. And I have a feeling they tried to get her. Because she really is, man. She's been saying some stuff that lines up with some other research that I've done that I thought nobody would ever come out with publicly, and she did. And now, she might wind up dead.
Wow. Well, there you go. And
what makes me think of it is all those guys that are bankers that are coming up dead.
That was the next on my agenda. Yes. And you got... And allow the Freedom Lore picture I sent you with the triangle built in. Oh, the Freedom Tower. Yeah, Danny sent me the Freedom Tower. Where would that be at? New York or San Francisco? Anyways, okay. But yeah, lately, well, right now, the talk is the economy, the value of the dollar, where it's going. A lot of people think that there's something happening behind the scenes, and something about a new world order currency, for example. Lately, there have been some death. New York, okay. There has been some bankers who have been committing suicides, and why would bankers right now be killing themselves? The question is, do they know something? Do they know something is coming? Or did they make some bad investments and they're losing money for their clients, and the only way to really get out of it is to kill themselves? It could be either or. But the way things are going right now with the value of the dollar, as a matter of fact, a lot of people are saying have backup plans on money goes. As a matter of fact, HSBC banks are not allowing people to withdraw large amounts of their own money unless they have a good excuse.
I just read Wells Fargo's doing the same
thing. All right. Well, now let's think about that. Okay, now a second bank has come forward and is now telling their clients, I'm sorry, you can't withdraw more than so much. We won't allow you, but it's your money. Well, you guys have to understand that what money is to them is just numbers in a computer system. There's not, trillions and trillions and trillions of actual dollars anywhere that you can go and withdraw. It's a lot of it, most of it is just numbers in a computer. So, certain banks only have so much in their vaults, period. They don't have what you think they have. They might have, thousands and thousands of customers, but all those customers can equal $1 billion. They don't have $1 billion in their bank vault. They don't. Okay? So if half of the clients came in and asked for all their money or half their money, they wouldn't have it. There's no way they can give you that money because it's just numbers in their computer system. All right? So what they're afraid is that if word gets out and we find out that, our dollar is going to all of a sudden turn into 10 cents per dollar, people are going to go and withdraw their money right now and then. You're not going to be able to because it's going to be gone. It's going to be gone. So right now, HSBC and Ellen just said Wells Fargo Bank is not allowing you to withdraw what you want unless you have a good reason. Well, what is the reason? What is a good reason to them? I mean, maybe you want to buy a house and you have that much money in there. Well, then obviously you have to prove it to them. But I'm just saying that right now, to me, money means absolutely nothing. What you have in your possession is everything. And what I mean by that is, let's just say the dollar falls, and you're not going to be able to get no money out, or if you do, then a loaf of bread, like back in the days when people used to go and withdraw money and put it in a wheelbarrow and take it to go buy a loaf of bread or a gallon of milk or a dozen eggs. What you have in your possession right now is going to be more to you as far as living goes. So think about that.
And you never know, like water, bottled water might turn out to be the biggest, the most expensive thing you got in barter.
Thank you for even mentioning that. You guys, for those who are not in California, for you guys who are on the other states, you guys have snow up the yin yang. In California, we have no water. Literally, the water is drying up in our lakes, in our ponds, behind the dams. It is no longer there. The water underground where the farmers get to, water the crops is no longer there. Literally, there's no water. All right. Yes, we have trillions and trillions of gallons of sea water, but we can't do anything with it. All right. Now, the water that we have, that usually when the snow cap, especially up in the Sierra Mountains, all that water, it actually, we sell it to LA and the Bay Area. That's where all the water goes to. So right now there is no water, guys. Absolutely no water. As a matter of fact, there's a town south of us called Orange Cove. They have just a couple days ago, you are no longer to water your lawn or your plants outside. Period. That's it. You can't. If you are, you will get a ticket. So you must let your plants and your grass die.
Cool.
All right.
I'm already there.
Yeah, you're already there. So right now you cannot water or even wash your cars. Okay, and you can't use any water like that and let it run. As far as the plants, cars, washing the driveways. If they see you do that, you'll probably get a ticket or maybe even get put in jail. That's how bad it's getting down here. All right. So
I know in the mountain communities where I used to live at, in the dry years, the ones that lived up on the higher, like I'm not saying in the high mountains, but on the foothills, and they have wells, and they might have to be 700 feet or something like that. But the ones that live on the hills themselves, their wells dry up, because they have to drill all the way down to the ground level, and then they got to drill all the way down into the water.
Wow.
And the water is down. The water level right now is down under the ground.
Right.
So they're even saying cities like Fresno or Clovis, they're going to start like right now they get some of the water from underground, some of the water out of a canal, right? That we drink. A lot of our water now is going to come from the toilet and the sewer. They're going to clean it up and put it right back in,
right?
Because there's no water,
right,
anywhere. So we're going to be drinking, our bath water.
You're going to have to start really, really filtering it again. Yeah. I would anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably going to start smelling and tasting like LA water.
Probably. They already been doing that for a long time.
And that's why it stinks and smells like the way it does. Which is kind of odd that you mentioned that, because when was it? January the 31st, which was on a Friday, I was driving on the 99 freeway, and I was heading northbound right at Fresno Street, and all of a sudden this truck, a good-sized bobtail truck, pulls right in front of me, and I just noticed the back a sticker, and it said the USGS on it.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that picture.
Yeah, and
that's a geology.
Which means absolutely nothing. But it was kind of weird that it was in Fresno. And I tell everybody, you really have to just keep your eyes open, because these things pop up here and there, and if you're not paying attention to what these letters or numbers mean, then you never figure it out. But the USGS is the geological. They're the ones who study anything underground. And lately here in South Fresno and around Fresno, a lot of fish have been dying in pond, and they think it's a lack of oxygen in the water, which very truly could be. But let's say since we're out of water, what's going to happen? Let's just say what will happen if all the water under us seems to dry up. And now they're just huge caverns underneath us, right? Sinkholes collapse. The land is going to start collapsing, I think, right?
It already is. And I was like a couple of years ago in Florida and watching the news, and showed this janitor. There was a crack in the sidewalk in the class, outside the class, and he got down with a flashlight, and I guess he was going to, tear it up and fix it. But when he looked out under there, it was big enough to swallow a house. So they canceled the school. And then that day, the school fell in.
Holy mackerel.
The whole school. And then, like, 3 hours after that, half of the freeway fell in, about, a quarter mile away. And now, people's houses are getting sucked up everywhere over there. And it's because they sucked down the water level.
It's gone. And that's what's happening here in the valley. So, if you really think about what I just said, we have the San Andreas Fault line here. And we're due time for an earthquake, actually. And
I think I saw in the chat, somebody was saying, I think it was Sacktown Al, said Northern California is getting like a lot of earthquakes.
Are they?
Smaller ones.
Matter of fact, there was one today or yesterday, right, Al, 4-0 again, off of Oregon. Oregon's been getting a lot of them. only because that's the end of the San Andreas Fault. That's where it ends up, right on the ocean. So, and somebody said in Utah, actually, Utah and Nevada have been getting a lot as well. There's been a lot popping up here and there. I would rather have a lot of the small ones than a very big one. But then again, a lot of these small ones could be ending up to be a big one. So just, think about that. Be careful. Have an exit plan. Have some extra food, some water. Because if something happens, major happens, especially all you who live in the cities, the government's not going to come to your help. And it's going to take a while. So don't think it's going to be Obama and FEMA and all those guys coming to your rescue, because they're not. All right? That's not their job. Their job is to protect us and break things. The job is not to, keep you alive as far as water and water and food goes. So just think about that, because remember what happened in Louisiana. All right, you guys? Just think about that. All right. That's kind of scary, though, because, the water is gone. I mean, we need a lot, and I mean a lot of snow. Up in the Sierras, because right now there are nothing up there, and it's scaring a lot of people. It is literally scaring a lot of people.
All the people I know up in the hills are already worried like crazy. Because I lived up there 20 years, and I saw the water dry up along the 4-lane probably 3 times in that 20 years, where people did not have water at all. So no flushing the toilet,
As a matter of fact, I remember. I think it was in L.A. about 20 years ago when I was living there, and Mayor Brown. It was the African American president, mayor.
I remember.
Not Brown. What's his name?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. I remember when they were actually trying to save the water or try to, you know what I'm saying? He had a thing about your toilet. He says, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down.
Yeah.
I remember that, really. And so, it's probably going to be done here in the valley. If it's yellow, let it mellow. For all those who don't know what the heck I'm talking about, if it's pee, leave it in the toilet. Don't flush it unless you take a poop. Then you have to flush it.
See, now, do you think that maybe all this last winter and maybe even last year's summer, when they started doing all these, we've been getting like blasted by these chem spraying. I wonder if they were doing that on purpose, like sending it all, because they're getting dumped on.
Yeah, they are.
On the other side of the mountain from us. I mean, they got water coming out of their ears, and we have jack.
Now,
it's almost like have they manipulated the weather to cause this?
I was thinking about that. There was, and I think it was in Georgia, and it's just a couple days ago. No, it was last Wednesday in Georgia. The meteorologists got it wrong, and they didn't see this ice storm come in, and it was normal day-to-day operations for everybody, driving around, doing what they have to do. Well, the freeways became solid ice, and everybody came to a standstill, and there was literally thousands and thousands of people stuck in these cars and trucks on the freeway, and they couldn't move. And they were trying to blame the meteorologists for not telling everybody, where did this storm come from? Like, for example, here in Fresno, this rain was not in the radar at all.
No, the one yesterday was, or something like that, but not today.
Not today.
Today was not.
Where did this come from? And and a lot of people are ticked off. I mean, my wife is, if she wasn't a teacher, she'd be a meteorologist. Okay, she is really hip on this weather junk, and she was doing some stuff in the house, I looked outside. I go, hey, it's raining. And she goes, what? It's not raining. I'm going, well, either that or there's a lot of people spitting in the pool. And she's going, whoa. And she gets on the computer and hey, where did this come from? This was not in the radar at all.
Right.
Okay, now, there is so much ice and snow from the end of California all the way to the East Coast. You know, a lot of people cannot go out. A lot of people cannot go to school, cannot go to work, cannot drive on the roads because there's just so much freaking snow. And let's talk about that. All the things right now that people are talking about, you know, the fake snow.
Oh, the fake snow.
Okay, the fake snow. Okay, that's all bogus, guys.
Yeah.
That's not happening for real. It's all real snow. People, I don't know who started this, but when one person comes up with this hogwash of fake snow and it's not burning, then other people are going to jump on the bandwagon and decide to do it too. When they're putting out these videos, you guys, it's all about numbers on the videos because they want to get money and get paid for it. That's all it is. So if they can come up with the most perfect hoax and hoax you guys in thinking, and to watch their videos and especially put it on Facebook,
And
get it viral. Then they're going to get money for it. All right, that's the whole idea. So, you know, all the snow that's coming down is real snow. As a matter of fact, Ellen has a sister in Wisconsin, and she's the one who did it, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, I guess she went outside, got some snow, and lit it up with some flames, and it melted, just like snow should melt.
Yeah, it didn't burn, it didn't smoke, it melted. And I mean, she did everything like the other people, and I bet her video doesn't go viral.
You're right. You know what? You ought to tell her, did she shoot a video?
Yeah, she did.
Well, then
yeah,
she
it was
didn't.
on Facebook.
Oh, well, then she needs to put that on her wall. And she's probably listening right now.
Yeah, and maybe she is.
Ginger, right?
Yeah.
Ginger, put it on my wall, all right now. All right? And we'll get it viral. I'll put it on my Paranormal Central. If you think it's cheesy the way you did it, then go and redo it again. Get some snow, have somebody videotape it for you, and do it the correct way, and show everybody bull crap. It's actually real snow. It's not what you think it is. And then put it on my Facebook wall. Go for it. What happened? Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me?
Well, it just started acting funny. Our video stream again.
Let me see.
And we're not really doing anything, so...
No, we're
no.
not. Where would I go?
Yeah, I hope she puts it up. If she doesn't, I'll have it up later on. And I'll even put it on our website and on the
No, we're gone.
Paranormal Central thing.
All right.
No, they're saying we're gone.
We're gone?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and it's acting dumb.
Because I'm showing perfect over here, and I still see myself. I'm not frozen.
Is it counting down? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think we're good. Are they saying we're down?
Danny says we're gone. Sock Monkey says part 3? Question mark.
Okay, let me stop and go again. Gosh, people, are you kidding me?
I guess you don't talk about the... We were even talking about it, and, you know, one of the arguments of one of my other family members was, hey, we saw him go outside and get the snow and come back in, you know, and start burning it.
Right.
Yeah, we did. We did see that. But maybe they went out you know, with cut up garbage bags or fake snow or whatever they call that stuff. You know, and then when, you know, once they had it all set up, then ran outside, turned the camera on, run outside, show them gathering it and everything, and come back and burn it.
It's all about editing, guys. If you're watching this video and all of a sudden you see it stop and then start up again, then there's some editing that went on. The video has to start and not stop until the flame is placed on that ice. All right? If you see any start and stop, then don't even bother looking at it. It has to be all the way straight through without any breaks in it. Because if there's some breaks, then they went in and edited it and brought in the real snow, took out the real snow, put some old, the fake snow in. That's what they did. So I'm just telling you right now, editing is really simple. Anybody can do it on frickin' their computer. All right.
Mean, even if they, if they preset it up, you won't even see it edit.
True.
You know what I mean? They'll just set it all up, and then then they start the camera, run outside, grab what they already put out there, come back in, burn it. You know, no edits, but only it'll still be crap. You know, wrong, not fake. You know.
Oh, okay. All right. What was I going to talk about right now? Gosh darn it. I was going to talk about something.
I saw you. Is that were you showing that ticket?
Oh yeah, thank you. Is Art going to have them printed up here pretty quick? I told him to get on it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
If you gave him the okay, I'm sure of it.
Okay. It looks like the tickets are going to get printed up this week, and then we're going to get together and somehow tell everybody probably next Sunday where we will meet so you can get these tickets. And we're going to be handing them out. It is free. Right now, what I'm going to do is I am going to place a basically a poster or whatever you want to call it on the live stream.
We need to tell everybody the requirement. It's free, but only
okay.
There is some things you got to do.
You know, a lot of people were telling me you ought to charge. You ought to charge. I'm going, nah, you know what? No, I really don't want to charge. But what scares me though now is that when you say free, you're going to have literally thousands of people wanting these tickets, but they're not going to take it seriously because they didn't pay any money for it. Now they're going, well, you know, if I have free time, I might show up that day, but if I have something else better, I won't show up that day. Well, that's not going to fly with what we're doing, guys. And let me tell you why. Is because we are shooting a TV show, and there has to be people in the audience. All right? So the tickets that we're going to be giving away, you have to show up. Okay? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you don't show up, then you need to give them to somebody else who are going to show up.
Or the Men in Black are going to make a visit.
All right?
To you.
Because we have to have people show up for this thing. All right? Now, we're going to make 500 tickets. Now, I was just thinking right now that, you know, the upper balcony, well, it's not really the upper balcony. It's below, right in front of the set, actually, the way the place is set up. You know, I can see, well, if 100 people don't show up or 200 people don't show up, that's okay. We can still make it work with 300 people. Right. You know, the people that you see right now on the talk shows on TV, like Jay Leno and David Letterman and all those guys, depending on the theater size, I don't know. David Letterman, I'm pretty sure it's up in the hundreds. But like Regis and Kelly and whoever that other guy is, that's only like 120 people. All right. So if you do come to this shooting of the Paranormal Central, make sure you dress sort of kind of nice and warm. Because the theater is, and I don't know if they're going to have the heater on in there. I'm hoping they will. But it's cool in there. I would rather have you guys bring warm clothes and a jacket than to freeze to death. All right? So make sure you dress warm. We're going to shoot 4 to 5 episodes on that day. But you have to realize that each episode is only 44 minutes long. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot 1 episode in the morning, break for lunch, then shoot the rest in the afternoon. Hopefully we'll be done by 5 o'clock on that Sunday. Or we could shoot 2 before lunch and then 3 after we take lunch break. But that's the way it's going. It's almost there, guys. I mean, we're talking 1 month away.
Yeah, 1 month. 1
month away. Am I getting scared and nervous? I'm getting more excited than anything.
Me too.
I can't wait because, you know, the set concept that we have now and the venue that we have to work with. I can't wait to utilize all that and put it together to make something very special.
See, now somebody asked, is it haunted? Yeah, and you know what? So is half the furniture going in there. So it's going to be a fun show.
Who knows what's going to happen? You know, I have been acquiring props and furniture from antique stores, from all that we're going to set up in the Crest Theater. So I don't know. You know, we're going to have fun. It's going to be a fun time. I think all you guys are going to have fun. Also, too, I'm breaking this right now. So here it goes. You know, for the past 4 years we've been doing this, you guys have been hounding us that you guys want T-shirts. Hounding. Well, here it is. We are having a company come in. They're going to set up shop. As a matter of fact, we have a meeting with them this Wednesday night. We're going to sit down, and they are going to design some shirts for us. They're going to come in, and they're going to set up shop in the lobby of the Crest Theater. And you are going to have, I'm not sure yet how many you know, different types of shirts they're going to have set up, but you know, hopefully 3 or 4. And you will be able to choose, and they're going to print them up right there and then for you if you want to purchase one. All right. So this is going to be the first time in history that you will be able to purchase a Paranormal Central t-shirt.
Yep, and it's $10 per autograph. No, I'm just kidding.
And we will autograph from you if you want, in a heartbeat. But like I said, this is going to be the first time you will be able to purchase shirts. So bring your money, and if you want to buy 1 or 2 shirts, then you may be able to do that. Okay. So again, it's free. You can't. I mean, we're not going to charge you to go in, but if you want to buy a T-shirt, you can. Also, the Crest Theater, they're going to be selling drinks and food and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to purchase something there, you can. So bring some money with you, okay? Again, dress nice, and the reason why I'm saying dress nice is because the cameras will be focusing on the audience sometimes, and you will be put on camera. And if that's the case, and if this gets put on TV, which I know it will be, you might see yourself, all right? So there you go. Just like the bigwigs, at Jay Leno and all those guys, sometimes the camera's focused toward the audience, and you might see yourself on TV. All right.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I thought of, and I didn't tell anybody yet, but if the people stay all the way to the end,
oh, I forgot about that.
We'll have something that we're going to give away, and
we'll have some items, but we'll because see, the tickets are going to be numbered, and when you walk up, then the perforated, you're going to give us the stub, and you're going to keep the top portion of the stub that has your number on it. So we're going to have drawings throughout the night, and probably have some good ones at the very end. So we're going to have giveaways. So it's going to be a fun time. I think you guys will all enjoy it. If you've never been to a to a live taping of a TV show, well, this is what this is going to be, guys. It's just exactly. We're bringing Hollywood to Fresno, baby.
Yeah, we are.
That's what's happening.
It should be really interesting just to watch.
Yeah. So, Possessed Tranquility, our house band, will be set up on stage just like David Letterman and all those guys, and they will be performing, the intros and the outwards and the commercials and all that kind of stuff. And they will also keep you guys entertained. They might play a couple of songs for you throughout the show. Throughout the filming of the taping, and so there you go. So it's going to be a fun experience. Again, you can. We're not asking. Also, don't bring any babies. We're not asking. You because the crying. We can't have any crying on sets. All right, so. You can bring small children, but it's going to be a long day. So if you don't think they're going to be able to hang, then I would suggest that you get a babysitter. But, if you think they will be able to hang, like, 8-year-olds or 10-year-olds or whatever, then bring them. By all means, get some tickets and bring them. If you need to leave early, well, we're hoping you're not going to leave early. But if you have to, well, we're stressing that we don't really want you to, because then the seat's going to be empty. But if that's the case, then we'll have to move people from up above down to the bottom to fill your seats. So. It's going to be first come, first served. There are no numbers on the actual tickets or seats. Okay, so we'll be able to accommodate everybody, and every seat is a good seat. It's not like there's going to be nosebleed seats at all.
Plus in the middle, after each show, all the people got to move around. That way we have a second audience, and it looks like a different audience.
That's right. I didn't think about that. So. But there you go. So like I said, we're going to be selling T-shirts for the first time in Paranormal Central's history. And if you want one, then definitely bring some money. If you want 2, then bring some money. All right. And there you go. So we're getting really excited. It's March the 9th, which is literally a month and a couple days away. We're getting really close to it. We have people who we already have inked that are going to show up, but we can't tell you. It's... I wish we could bring in big-time movie stars and stuff like that, but that's not going to be the case until we're signed under a big contract, and all that will take place at a later date. But the people you see, you will probably have seen them on TV, a couple of them anyway. So,
yeah, it's hard to get them in because they don't want to come unless it's a for sure they're going to be seen everywhere. And when you're making a pilot, there's no for sure.
Right. Well, we know that so far the general manager for the Fox network here in Central California told us that if we shot any more episodes, he would definitely put them on, which means there are a million people in Central California who do watch Fox and the CW. So there's still going to be people who watch them. And I don't think they realize that. And again, but still, to all you who watch us every week, we're our name is getting out there, but a lot of people still don't know who we are. But eventually, hopefully all that will change, and then once we get this show on TV and we get signed, and it's going to be it's going to be awesome. We're going to be playing with the big boys, basically. It's what's going to happen. So, and I can't wait for that. All right, so we got 30 minutes left to go. I basically already covered all the stuff I wanted to talk about. Let me go back on my notes and see, because a couple of weeks ago when we got shut off from that car accident and we couldn't talk anymore.
Well, there's something that I noticed.
Uh-huh.
I guess a few shows back we were talking about how the UFO sightings kind of went away, right? But only they're back.
Actually, you're right, they are.
We've been getting a lot of UFO sightings, abduction talk. I mean, it's starting to pick up again, and I think maybe even more so than it was before it.
And I think,
last dry year of no UFO.
And I think the crafts that these people are witnessing are not ours.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Yeah.
That before they were seeing ours, I think, and they were flying on a time frame. You could set your date and time to it to see it. These are not like that, and a lot of them are orbs, and they're like multi orbs, like 30 of them.
Right.
I mean,
which are not Chinese candles, by the way.
No.
So
I think most people don't even, if they even like Chinese lanterns, they only last like 4 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, not very long.
And then they burn up and fall, go out. Some of these people are watching them for over 30 or 40 minutes.
Right.
So it's not a Chinese lantern.
Nope, absolutely not. So, all right, let me look at. I'm gonna look on Facebook really quick, guys. So, so we got that. Man,
I don't know what happened to Mr. Stillings. He's on the road or something.
Yeah, he's
been quiet.
He's been coming in and out, and so I don't know. I'm looking on Facebook, guys, right now to see if anything crazy is going on, and we're not catching on, or we're missing some stuff. But yeah, okay. Wow. Like I said, that went after. I was hoping Ken was gonna call, but I have a feeling that our reporter at the Rose or at the Super Bowl couldn't get a line out.
Man, I bet you the people that are, what was it, the Broncos? I bet they're making for their car right now. I'd be like trying to get out of there before the rush, because they ain't making it. Yeah, maybe Ken got abducted.
No, that would suck.
I love the chat. I can just grab stuff every once in a while out of there.
Let me
In fact, is there anything you guys want to talk about in the chat? I mean, we haven't done this in a while. We even can take a few calls.
Oh, you know what? It's on Facebook. Let me Oh, yeah. Does anybody want to call in? Anybody have any sightings? Anything they want to talk about? More willing to call our 24-hour hotline right now. It's open, of course. Area code 559-287-8367. That's 559-287-8367. I don't care where you're at. If you're on Mars, Venus, Jupiter, I'll go ahead and accept the call. I'll probably have to work some overtime.
You
but
could be west of Jupiter. Give us a call.
So call, and we'll go ahead and put you on, and let's talk about what you have. But be cool, and don't slam us, and talk about what we talk about here, paranormal stuff.
You said something the other day that kind of blew me away. John B. Wells is going to do his own. He's breaking off from coast to coast, right? Mm-hmm. And he's going to do his own live stream show,
or
right?
something. It's going to be video. But I think he's going to charge, though. You have to pay.
Oh yeah. He'll never make it charging.
Yeah, no, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're going to start charging. No.
Yeah, for all those who listen to our, I'm sorry. Here it is. So, you know what I want to do for you guys right now is,
Okay, hold on. Got a question from chat.
Okay.
Okay, they say, hey, when you hear Bigfoot knocks, how many at a time do you usually hear at a time?
It could vary, actually.
It does vary. Most of the time, we don't hear them until we initiate it. And then they mimic what we do. So if we do 3 knocks, they do 3 knocks. If we do 2 knocks, they do 2 knocks.
Right.
Basically. And every once in a while, we'll hear, like, maybe not so much knocks, but we'll hear, like, I actually think they're letting us know that they're close by. But, like, one time we came walking into the area, and we were just getting there and barely walking in, and you hear a big branch snap. You know, and they don't make any noise if they don't, want to. Even in the middle of the dark night with no moon, they will not make a noise. So if they're making a snapping noise, they're actually telling you, here I am, I'm here, But yeah, that was a good question about that, about the knocks. And it's the same with, like, the hollers, or, you go out in the woods and you make a holler, you make a scream or a holler, and then you wait a few minutes, and they usually will do this, try to mimic you. They try to do the same thing you do.
So that goes for talking or whistling or
Mm-hmm.
or anything like that. So wow, who asked?
That was Zach. Was asking that.
Oh, there was another thing since you mentioned Zach.
I think Zach has encounters with him, and he's just now learning what to listen for.
Okay.
He doesn't see him, but he's out fishing all the time, and so he's starting to put some things together. That maybe they might be around him, and he didn't even know it.
Where is he going fishing?
He goes all over the place, down by the river, especially. That's the one that.
What river? You mean here?
Yeah, like the Kings River.
Really?
That kind of tripped him out when we started talking about it was in the valley, and then it made some sense to him because he was actually having things happen, what we were describing, but he didn't put it as
right. He didn't think Sasquatch.
Right, especially when he was down by the orange orchards.
Oh shoot! Orange.
Yeah. In fact, it's like nowadays, Zach, they're getting ready to harvest the oranges. Right now is the time, so the oranges are all fresh and yummy right now. Bigfoot is all over the oranges. So anybody that lives out by the oranges, be in the middle of the night when you're driving around, keep your eyes open. You might see one. And he says he heard 5 or 6 hard knocks while in Yosemite. Man, Yosemite is a place to hear the knocks. That's where everybody's disappearing.
Yeah. So if you go fishing by yourself, dude, make sure you have a firearm, or I don't even know what to tell you about that.
I wouldn't go by myself. I would take somebody.
Right. That's actually kind of scary.
Yeah, the fox, you got to be in the woods to hear the fox. Actually never heard one. But I've heard coyotes and mountain lion. Yeah, that's one of the guests I wanted to have on the show was David Paulides, and talking about the missing 411, because that's like 411 of the most bizarre gone missing people out of hundreds of thousands. That's why the name, but only he moved out of state, and we can't get him. Kind of sucks.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find.
Yeah, and I just heard that they open up Highway 120 through Yosemite. You could actually drive over from California to Nevada through Yosemite, and normally that's closed all year. I also heard speaking of how dry it is and warm, some of the Clovis schools, for the first time ever, they're letting kids wear shorts in January. They have a dress code.
I thought it was no shorts, period.
Yeah, well, no, I think only in January, and now they've let them start wearing shorts in January for the dress code. Yeah.
Huh. That's cool. So, okay. While we're sitting here, I have been playing a a new intro. I cannot find for the life of me the intro right now with the voiceovers on it. I don't know where it happened to. I'll have to go get them again. But Possessed Tranquility, for all those who don't know, who is our official house band, and when I mean by that is they are going to be our band when we shoot the video or film the episodes, because it's just like Paul Schaefer and their band, and the Roots for Fallon. We have Possessed Tranquility, and they're going to be on stage with us doing the songs and taking us out of commercials and all that. Well, not too long ago, I asked. Well, actually, it was kind of funny because they were already doing it, and it's like I was reading their mind or something. But I text over Anthony and I asked him, "Hey, by any chance, maybe if you guys have time, would you guys want to do a actual song for the intro of our show?" And he texted back right away. He goes, "Dude, what the hell?" He goes, "How did you know we were doing that right now?" Okay. And that's the intro I was been playing. Well, what I want to do is I want to play you the song they actually wrote for our show. And I've been using it actually in our intros and exits, with the wording in there, but you haven't been, able to listen.
Whole song,
yeah. So, I believe this is going to be, they're recording a new album. This will be on the new album. I you can't purchase it right now, but what I want to do is I want to play it for you since we have a little bit of time. So here we go. And hopefully Keith will work the bass and take the bass off on my end here, so that way it won't be too bassy.
I heard that they're not letting people fish in a lot of places due to the lack of water.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Here we go.
I actually like this song. I love it.
Yeah, we're coming back, Keith. Okay, well, you got pretty much the gist of it. So, I think they fit perfectly on what we're doing. They fit absolutely perfectly on what we're doing. So,
I'm like, nobody ever wrote a song for me before.
It's called The Unexplained.
That's cool.
So, yeah, the lyrics on there, hopefully on the album, you'll be able to get the lyrics. It's about chemtrails and the whole 9 yards. It's makes sense, and he got the inspiration from just listening to us, because that's so what we talk about, and that's what he wrote about, and there you go. So it worked out really well. The song is called Unexplained, and it's by Possessed Tranquility, and I don't think you can buy it anywhere out there right now, but eventually on the album you will be able to purchase it. So, all right, so we have about 10 minutes left. What else do we need to talk about? What are you looking at?
Oh, they were looking at the set, and one creature, 2 legs. Everything's here. It's all together.
What do you mean?
Yeah, for all the ones on Dark Matter, you miss out if you don't see the video, because then you can't see
the set. Yeah,
the set that we have.
Yeah, I kind of tend to go all out. So if we do the set, it's the same set every week. So for those who are listening on the Dark Matter Network, you can always go back to the archive at paranormalcentral.net just to get a quick peek of the set and just look at it. That's all. I mean, if you want to take a look at it, no big deal. But you can continue listening on Art Bell. No problem. But we're getting a lot of feedback. A lot of people are listening to us at the artbell.com Dark Matter Network, which is awesome, because they just hate when the video freezes up, so they're getting tired of it. And I don't blame you. I really don't blame you. I mean, it's not our fault. It's live stream, and if we want to switch over, but I'm not making any predictions, but right now we're going to concentrate right now on the shooting of the episodes for Paranormal Central on March the 9th. Hopefully, we won't have to move anywhere, and you'll be able to see us on TV other than this. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's going to be a lot of changes coming up in the near future for the better, obviously.
I won't move away from my doctor. I guess if I can afford to go,
Well, no. We're not going to. I mean, if it goes up south,
yeah.
No, we'll be traveling up there to shoot it and come back home. No, we're not going to move.
Yeah,
I'm not moving either.
Won't.
No. There's no.
If I do move, I'll be making a monthly trip down here.
Yeah, no, that won't happen. The way it works in the talk show business, guys, is that they usually shoot 3 episodes per day. And then they'll shoot a whole week's worth of episodes in 2 days, and that's it. Jay Leno's off the rest of the time, and that's the way it goes. They have it easy, so hopefully we'll be doing it too. But to be honest, though, if we are only shooting, if we get a contract with only 1 show a week,
so we go up there for like a day a month. Right?
It's I can't see that. I want a show every day. I think we have enough material. I think we can pull it off. I know we can. 44 minutes is absolutely nothing. I mean, for all those who watched the pilot and saw the pilot, there was so much more that I wanted to talk about. I could not, because I didn't have enough time to do it. And if we get the talk show, and like we were talking, Alan and I were talking, right now we're talking with directors and producers and how we can make this show work. We're going to have movie stars and rock bands come on the show, just like you see on Jay Leno. But the difference is we're not going to be talking about politics and anything else. Sure, well, if they want to come and promote their movie, by all means, they can come up and promote their movie. But darn right, I'm going to get right in front of the face, and I'm going to say, okay, do you have a ghost story, or do you have a UFO story? If you want to come on here and promote your book or your movie, you better damn well have a good story to tell our audience, because they want to know. Have you ever seen something, shoot across the sky? Or have you ever seen something in your home and all of a sudden you turn and there was something there, now it's not? People want to know. It's like, especially when it comes from movie stars and rock bands, people, it's just like they feel, what's the word I'm looking for? They just feel the connection. They feel a connection to the people they watch on TV. And they think that this stuff doesn't happen to rock stars and movie stars and people way up there on the ladder. They think it just happens to us normal people. No, it happens to everybody. You know, hence the show on TV called Ghost Stories. What's that show called? Where they have nothing but movie stars talk about ghost.
Celebrity
ghost stories.
Celebrity ghost
Yes,
story, yeah.
thank you. Look at all those celebrities who talk about ghost stories. There you go. All those celebrities who actually went on that show would probably come on our show to talk about their story. All right? You know, so yes, everybody has, you know, sightings and close encounters of just weird stuff, because this stuff is happening, guys. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, but this stuff is real. All right? It's absolutely real. The people who say this stuff is not real, just punch them.
They don't want to believe anything.
No,
you know.
No, it's
even when things happen to them, they explain it all away as being, you know, swamp gas. Or, you know,
right.
I had beans the other night or something like that. You know, they don't want to say it's anything.
Right. But no, it's all for reals, guys. And again, this is the reason why we do this, is we're trying to make it comfortable for you to come out and to tell us your story. To tell somebody your story, because don't be afraid. There's no reason to. You know, we used to get mocked. I used to get mocked all the time, and Alan used to get mocked all the time, and Danny used to get mocked all the time. But people are now seeing us on national TV, and they see where we are now, and they've actually all shut up. Seriously, they are not saying this stuff to me. As a matter of fact, they're not even talking to me anymore. They're completely silenced, especially at work, guys. Seriously, they used to make fun of me all the time, but now they're seeing me on you know, Monsters and Mysteries and all these other shows, and then we get picked up by the artbell.com Dark Matter Network, and they're going, huh?
that one right there is so.
Oh my
cool.
God, it's that's just unreal. So yeah,
you know what's cool is that right there opened up so many doors.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, all of a sudden now I'm like regularly talking with producers and stuff like that in my email, and they're asking me about, like, I want to do the one with Lisa. Her name is Lisa, and she has a project called, and I put it on my Facebook. It's called Walk a Mile in Someone Else's Shoes, and I think I'm going to work with her on that project, and it'll be after we'll be interviewing with her the 8th, I think.
Next Saturday, yeah.
And then after that, we're going to start doing that. And it's all about seeing the world from another person's perspective. And usually people that had a really hard time, you know. And she was telling me that she got it from seeing an interview with a homeless person. And the guy asked a homeless person, what was the worst thing about being homeless? And he didn't answer any questions but that question. He said, people treat me like I'm nobody, and I'm a somebody. And he actually, you know, got his face up and looked in the camera and said, I'm somebody. You know, I'm not nothing. I'm somebody. So, I mean, that right there got me. I'm that kind of person that would like to work on a project like that. So,
cool.
So we're going to see about that.
Cool. That's awesome. So, all right, well, we have 3 minutes left, and the Super Bowl just finished, and obviously Seattle basically killed Denver. I forgot what the score was, but it's up. It's very, very high. I kind of figured Seattle was going to win, to be honest. I really did. But
man, 43-8 is the score.
That's a knockout there. It wasn't even a game. So,
yeah, man.
Wow. So, okay, well, there you go. Nothing happened. Nothing happened, and that's a good thing, because, you know, I'm not wishing anything bad to anybody, because a lot of people say, you know, because the security at the Rose Bowl this year was extremely tough, and I mean, they had Black Hawk helicopters, you guys, flying.
It's time to go.
No, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Are you serious? I got 2.5 minutes here. Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's it, guys. So for Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas, I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. And
he says we do have 2 minutes, but you know, on my thing right here it shows as 2 hours.
Okay. Well, there you go. Okay. Well, 2 hours. What do you mean? Okay. Well, All right. Well, okay. We're gonna go ahead and call it then. We're a little under 2 minutes. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez, and you have Alan Thomas. For us here at the studio at Paranormal Central, I want to say thank you very much for showing up tonight, wherever you may be. I really appreciate it. Without you guys, we don't have a show.
And I'm sorry your team didn't win, but, you know, mine didn't either.
My team's not even in the Super Bowl, so I'm not going to even tell you what that is. They'll get clobbered for it. So.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Thank you for showing up tonight. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next Sunday, same time, same bad channel. Peace out. Take care. And if you see anything crazy, make sure you call us. And I really hope you witness something you can't explain. Good night, guys.
Good night.